Welcome in. It's the afternoon of day 4 on ClayShareCon, and we have two of my favorite people. We have Mark and Carol from Strong Arm here. Now, Mark developed and designed this fabulous tool. I don't know if I can pick up all the parts, but it is a tool to be used with your pottery wheel, and it helps you center and open your clay. And I have to tell you, this is a game changer. And I'm not just saying those words, it is the truth. And many people who have a strong arm will attest to that. I myself had bilateral carpal tunnel surgery back in 2021. And after that happened, I had lost a lot of the strength in my hands and I could not throw like I used to. But now with the strong arm, it helps me on bigger pieces to center and open up so I can make bigger pieces. And not only just bigger pieces, it's easier to do so I don't wear myself out. So instead of making 4 big pieces a day, I can make 10 just as easily. And they have a brand new product that I don't know if I'm supposed to show, but I'm gonna. It's this shelf that goes with wheels like the Bailey Pro that I have, where you have the built-in splash pan. Well, this is to help you to give you a little extra room now that you have that strong arm mounted on your wheel. So I am going to send it out to Mark and Carol, and we're going to see what they got going today. And I'm super excited to have them back with us. This is their 3rd ClayShareCon. So let's welcome Mark and Carol in. Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing great.
Hey.
Hi guys, thanks for having us back this year. We were looking forward to it, and here it is, finally here. So yeah, we can't wait to show you our strong arm tool and show you how amazing it is and helps many, many potters.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of people who are watching for the very first time. That this is the first time they're seeing a strong arm tool.
Right.
Do you want to just walk us through what it does and how it can help people?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the strong arm is basically a centering and opening device. After it gets centered and open, then you take over and do your own artwork to the piece and get it finished. And it just makes it so much easier to use. I'll do a demo real quick before I turn over to Mark, and he'll tell you a lot of technical stuff, because I'm sure people are sitting there going, let me see how this works. So I'm just starting out with a small piece of clay. I think this is maybe a little over a pound. And all you really want to do is just slightly moisten your wheel head and then set it on there. What I like to do is kind of take my hands and just kind of go back. I do this no matter what, whether I'm using the tool or not. And it kind of basically sucks it right on there. And then I take a finger and I just kind of wet it and go all the way around a couple times, and that helps seal it to the back. So the first part of the tool I'm going to be using is actually the centering arm. This is a plate on about a 30-degree angle, and this is what we're going to use to center this clay. All you really have to do is put a little bit of water, and never use much water with throwing. And this is kind of the action is, see how it's just floating above the wheel head? Sometimes you got to, sort of lift it a little bit to get it kind of level so it's not dragging. And it's literally the motion is like you're opening or closing a door. You're not pulling up, you're not pushing down. It's just literally just kind of going into the clay, and whatever speed you want to use. If you hear that little gap, that means you need to lift it up just a little bit. So the paddle is actually doing the centering. You can almost see that happening. And my hand, all I have to do is control the top. So my thumb goes across the top and just keeps the top centered. And it's already centered. The next tool is the opening finger. I love this part of the tool. I think more than I like the centering, honestly. I struggle with trying to open up balls of clay. This, I kind of get it moist. And this is on a fulcrum. You can kind of see this angle it's on. So it's not going to look like you have it on center. But what I did is, and I'll show you the next time around how I set this up, but it's literally lined up with a concentric circle dead center on the wheel when it's closed. Now I come over here, and I like to use both hands. So my right hand is gripping it good and tight, and I sort of brace myself. And then I hold on here at the top, and I just start pushing down, nice and slow. And you want to make sure you get it in there if you drew a line across the top, you want to keep it dead center. If you go off a little bit, you'll start seeing like a curl of clay kind of curling up. That just means that you don't have it perfectly on center. So I put a little bit of water in there, continue going down until this is closed. And here's the magic. Basically, all you do is start moving it out. And see how I'm controlling this little edge here with my thumb? And I have a piece of clay open and centered and ready for the next step. So then from here, you just basically, whatever you want to make. This looks like it should be a bowl, I think.
So, Carol, how much strength would you say someone needs to have in the hand that they're pulling against the clay? Like, you don't need a lot of strength in either your left or right hand to use this tool, do you?
Not really, not really, because you don't have to use your left hand to do any centering. Let this paddle do the work for you. It's literally 80% easier to center clay. We've kind of surveyed many customers of ours, and that's what they agree. So like 80% less effort to center clay. Well, guess what? You're going to be able to make about 80% more pots. You know, you're not going to get tired because it's exhausting centering clay, especially as you go larger and larger with the pieces of clay.
And as we get older and older, like that's a fact of life, right? I mean, we can't get away from that. And, as you get older, it can be harder to throw bigger pieces or multiple pieces. So, like the piece you're throwing now isn't a huge piece, but it's really nice.
It was literally effortless to do this pot. And I didn't lose anything. The water is still fresh. There's no clay in the water. There's no unevenness to it. It's just a great tool. So you need one. If you're a potter and you really love doing this, this is a great, great device. I own Turk Craft School here in Fairport, New York, and we have them set up on most of the wheels in here, and the students just love them. They've been able to now accomplish pots that they never thought they'd be able to make, instead of like maxing out to say 4 pounds. And, by the time they center it, they only got 3 pounds left. Now they can go up. I mean, I've seen my students do 8, 10, 12 pounds of clay now using the strong arm. So I am going to turn it over to Mark so he can do a little tech talk, and then I will come back and go up a little bit bigger on the size of the clay for you guys.
Fabulous. We did have a quick question. What is the largest and the smallest amount of clay you could use? Maybe Mark's going to answer that.
No, I can do that. Basically, I use this for even 1 pound mugs, 3/4 pound mugs. I mean, literally, it's like seconds. It's centered, it's open. You're already making a mug in like 3 minutes. For the largest, this size paddle here, easily 12 to 15 pounds will work with this. If you have to kind of center it, keep it lower than the height of this paddle. But you can do a pretty large piece of clay with 12 to 15 pounds. So, yeah. Hey, Mark.
Okay. Well, appreciate you guys taking time with the tool, of course. I'm just going to give you a real quick what you get. This is how it comes, and it's handmade, hand packed with care. We do each one. This is as follows. So basically, once you unwrap this, it goes back together in the order that it is. You can pull it out of the box. Now there's some, there's a little difficulty in some of these things, like the choice of bracket. I make a multiple of them. 5 or 6 standard types. This one's for Bailey. The standard clamp for most triangular deck wheels. I even have a couple of universal mounts for, like the some of the wheels that don't have legs, the box types. So I have a floor. I also have a wall mount as an option. Here's another full leg mount. One thing I gotta make clear is that they all perform the same. It's just fitting into the machine itself. That's really all it. The only reason why I had to do this is I discovered there's thousands of different shapes and types and models and of wheels. If you have trouble selecting one, just reach out. We're always happy to help. We're noted for our customer service. So, even if you have an obscure wheel that I am not familiar with, I'm more than happy to spend some time. We might have to do a little communicating, but I can build you what you need. I have not yet been stumped. I want to show you this real quick. This is based on a simple, but it's a tabletop wheel. This was meant as the original thought was because I deal with people who have, different levels of challenges. This is an affordable tabletop version of a strong arm and wheel combination that's wheelchair friendly. Really love this thing. Some things are not listed, but you're always very welcome to just communicate, and I'll walk you through what you do or do not need. So there is that. Got to throw this in here before she gets off. And then the newest cool thing, the new strong arm side shelf. I'll demonstrate setting it up on this, even though you really wouldn't need it because it's on a table already. And we'll get into that, but you want to go again?
Sure.
All right.
Nice one.
All right. And so before you go, Carol, I'm going to let people know that. So Mark makes these for every kind of wheel. So whatever wheel you have, this is going to work. If he hasn't made one for your type of wheel, he'll make one. So these are each made one at a time for each and every wheel. And when you get your strong arm, if you reach out, Mark will walk you through. He FaceTime videoed me and we talked to each other. He saw what I was doing and he helped me set it up and throw with it the very first time. And he will do that for you as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out.
This is true. Okay, I told you I was going to show you about setting up the finger on this. I have no bat on the wheel, so you've got your built-in concentric circles. If you don't have, we can take a marker and just kind of do a couple rings. What I want you to do is set this so it's, if you look at the smallest ring, which is almost worn out on this wheel, it's been used so much, you want it sort of almost dead center. As far as the height, that's totally up to you. I'm notorious for going through the bottom of pots, even though I've been throwing for over 50 years. Once I use this, it's unbelievable because now if you want to do a nice, high, beautiful foot, you set it up as high as you want. If you just want a little, 3/8 inch, you just put it wherever you want. Most people set their fingers under there and basically have it barely touching their fingers, and that's like a nice height. But we also don't have the bat on here yet. So remember that. So don't set the height, get that sort of in the center. And then set your height, which is like, I got that about right. My finger slides under it. Because you don't want to push on this. If you push on this, see what happens? It's going to go lower. So once you get these pieces of wood together, just stop. You're there. That's the thing with the tool. You have to know, like, when is it centered? Because a lot of times people center and center. It starts coning up. But it's already been centered. That's the thing with this. It's like when you, go to classes and learn to do this, a lot of times it's that whole coning up and down and up and down. Just, that process makes it easier to like gather up a larger piece of clay. You want to get it up in a cone. Hopefully there's no air bubbles. You do sometimes if you haven't wedged properly, you'll have an air bubble that might burp out of the top. But I use my clay right out of the bag, and we wedge a little bit just to kind of get it moving a little bit, but not a ton of wedging. So once again, see how once you go back and forth, it literally just vacuum seals itself right to the bag and lift up this whole bag. And then again, wet a finger and just kind of go around here, kind of sealing it down like a little gasket. And then just a few drops of clay. Or water rather on the clay. And here we go again. So this one's about 3 pounds of clay. And with this one, I want to kind of show you, like, if I keep pushing this way, see what's happening? It's going up into a cone. It's very hard to try to use the finger on a cone because see how it's missing it? So you really need to kind of have this a little bit lower. So once again, see what I'm doing? This is just sliding on the clay. I'm not pushing in. All I'm doing is putting my thumb on the top and then just pushing down. So I stand and throw. If you sit and throw, you may end up having your arm maybe on the splash pan. But I love standing and throwing. But what I want to do now, if you're making a wider form, that means that you need to lower this clay down so that there's something, there's a floor beneath it when you start pulling out. So I just wanted to make kind of a simple, maybe like a casserole dish, like a quiche pan or something like that. That's what I'm aiming for. But you can see, when this wood centering arm is just going, it's not moving at all. It's not, there's no wiggle, your arm's not moving. This is like perfectly centered right here. It's perfect. Okay, now this, you want to get that, always kind of wash it off in case there's a clump of clay in it. And then usually what I do is I get like a little indent right there. So it gives you an idea of where is center. It's like right there. So as you come down, go slow too. You don't have to go fast, just go kind of slow. And I use my left hand to kind of steady the tool, because if I just have one arm, it's going to want to wiggle on me because it rotates quite easily. So if I use my left hand to basically steady the tool, and then I just lower it down, nice and slow. Once I go down, if you did go off center, you probably have some curls of clay, so pull this out and just clean this off another time so that it's nice and clean, so you get a nice opening floor. So this is where you don't want to push down any further than where it is. That'll produce perfectly flat floor. And then you just want to use your thumb just to kind of gather, push down, almost compressing that edge.
So would you say that compresses the bottom for you so you don't have to compress the bottom? That was actually a question that was asked, and I'm like, oh yeah, you should compress. But if it does it for you.
This is like a stainless steel heavy pipe.
Yeah,
so
it's doing it for you.
So just the pressure I'm putting on it is enough to really compress that clay. I think way better than what your fingers could do. And you can decide how far you want to go. I'm going to go about there because I have an idea. One of my favorite baking dishes is just kind of a low, flat baking dish with nice handles on it. I also like swirls, so I usually go back in there and put a swirl in. So to get a nice swirl, I like to just sort of put the sponge around my finger, and you need to kind of travel kind of quickly to get that nice spiral effect. And then all I gotta do is lift this wall up, and you can decide what kind of rim you want to do on it, whether you want to, wide, thin. I like them a little on the thick side at the top. That way they don't chip. It's going to be in the oven and in the microwave. And a little bit of chamois there. And I'm sure if you time this, it was probably, 4 minutes? And you got a nice...
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. So that was 3 pounds for that one.
This was 3 pounds. The other one was a pound.
It was a pound. So that was only a pound.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful bowl.
Oh, that one was 2? Okay, 2 pounds. The bowl was 2.
The bowl was 2 pounds?
Yeah. Yeah, this one's 3. But it really needs very little done to it. I mean, I like to take my stick tool and kind of get down right under here and just do a little trim.
And we have a discount for premium members of ClayShare. So this is one of the benefits of being a member. And that is posted in the community on clayshare.com. And I believe we shared it in the Prime group. I'm not sure though. But you know what? We can do an email to our premium members and we'll have the members only codes in that so that you don't miss out.
Yeah, we're going to run that through March 1st.
You're going to run it through March 1st. All right. We're going to send an email out tomorrow. Tonight is just too late.
Yeah.
We're going to do it tomorrow. So everybody will get an email and all the members. There's no codes that expire tonight that are only for members. So don't worry.
Okay. Any questions?
So when opening the clay, if it gets wobbly, can you use the centering plate again?
You can,
You can.
to an extent, yeah.
Yeah. If you find that it's starting to get wobbly, you can bring this back over and very carefully just kind of lean into it. And on the inside, use your sponge against that plate.
And there's a lot of questions about will it work with this wheel, that wheel? It'll work with every wheel.
Yeah, we have not been stumped by any wheels. And trust me, Mark has been challenged with some crazy wheels from so many different countries around the world. Everybody has a strong arm that wants one.
Yeah, I make sure of that. Reach out after the fact, and, FaceTime and, some of this new technology it makes it quite simple. Sometimes I just need a measurement or two, or ask you a couple questions on, what your preferences are. Not a problem. And it's at no extra charge. Remember that, this is personal. I'm part of the community and I want everybody who would like to use one of these to have one. That's the long and short. That's why I love what I do, is because we're changing games, make people happy, being creative. If I can do that, we're blessed. So I don't know, are we? I'd love to show you the shelf real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have, you've got time. We've got 7 minutes. You can do it.
Okay, well, obviously you wouldn't want to do it on this, but this is handy because it's right here. So the nice thing about the side shelf is that it works with all prior strong arms. You don't have to get a new tool. This is a cool attachment to do it. Now, in short, I give you all the hardware and all the goodies to do it. I just put a little mark if you're already set up, just to give your, a remembrance of your height. And if you want to remove your height adjustment collar, and then take this guy, which is the cool bracket. You want to put that underneath. Doesn't matter whether it's up or down. So, and then you want to reinstall your bracket. It needs to go, of course, under the strong arm, so it won't interfere with the tool. This has been one of those things that people have asked me about forever. Also, really cool brown and white. Those are your two picks. This looks really great on a Bailey, by the way.
No, it's good on the front.
Oh, on the front.
Yeah.
This looks good.
Looks sharp on the front.
Yes. So, it's a very, very simple thing to do. I give you everything you need. Let's just go down here. And the Baileys have a little bit of extra hardware to go with it because of that interesting slotted design that it has. Hopefully you can see me here. I'm done. So, the nice thing, you can adjust this wherever you want. Kind of like a drum set, but real fast. And then pull for your tools, nice water bucket. People have commented on how nice these clean off. They clean off really easy. But I really like it. There's nothing to ever wear on or go wrong. Easy to clean, and it's very convenient. When you're using this, it's placed on the business end of the wheel. That way, you're right here. It's your water's right there. Any of your little essential extras also. Water, great place to put your drink, some snacks.
Drinks and snacks. Take a break. That's awesome. So this is a new product. So Mark has the strong arm and now he has a side table. So they're two separate things, but you can get both if you want to. So you have, they're both available. So let's see, do we have any more questions? Does the water bucket come with the shelf?
Yes.
This all comes complete.
Yeah.
This is everything that you get. All
You
you
get
need
the kit.
is to put in. I also give you a wrench, and if you got some of the older ones that have a different bracket, I give you all that necessary hardware to convert it to. It doesn't matter how old the tool is. One size fits all.
And to buy it, you go to Strong Arm. Is it Strong?
Yes, pottery tools.
Strong Arm, and you can see all the prices for everything there. So go to strongarmpotterytools.com. And there was one more question I just saw come through. How easy is it to put together on a Brent B?
Real easy.
Yeah.
Really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of minutes. All you would need is I supply you the adjusting tool. Basically, all you would need is some form of a wrench. You would need standard bracket. You need some form of a wrench to turn that. It can take. Some people travel with these. They'll put it in a gym bag and they'll take it on the road. They'll take it to school, and they show up in a couple quick minutes. They're set up and they're throwing with their strong arm, and then a couple minutes after class is over, clean it up and go home with it. So easy, especially this one. This is the simplest one, standard bracket.
Yeah, all the install videos are also on our website. So you can watch Mark installing one of these brackets on pretty much every wheel. So it makes it it's very easy. Very, very easy. I just installed one the other day on a Paul Soldner wheel. It was somebody donated a Paul Soldner wheel to the school. And we did have to make a little bit different bracket, which is what we're talking about, the custom brackets. It needed to be a longer C-clamp, which he makes those for people also. So we can fit any wheel you want.
So even a Scott Stephen Hill wheel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We sell a ton of them to the Scott. They just take a leg bracket, but there's a compatibility part of the website. So you go and you just sort of look for your wheel in the different categories, and it'll tell you exactly which one to throw into the shopping cart.
Oh,
so it makes it easy.
It's important to include the make and model.
Yep.
That way I can check. A lot of the time I can catch a bad pick, and then I'll call you with questions.
Yeah, we'll reach out if we think there's a mistake made on your order, so there's no confusion.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to have to continue. Sorry.
No, that's okay. What is it?
I was gonna say, when I got mine, I got a message from Mark saying I'd paid too much, and I got like a few dollars back. So I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, that's the kind of message you always want to get, right?
Yeah, the shipping, that they calculate on the website, I'll look at it. We did it for $20 less, so we'll just go ahead and credit you back the extra money for shipping.
And speaking of shipping, do you ship worldwide?
We actually do.
Sure.
Yeah, currently on the website, all you have to do is put everything together and put your address. It'll basically, if your country is listed, it'll come up with the shipping price. And if it comes up that country's not supported, just reach out to us. And what we'll do is we'll go and calculate shipping and work with you, via email or make a phone call or text message, whatever. But yeah, we can ship them pretty much Pretty much every country. There's probably a handful that we can't ship to.
Yeah, the shipping program needs to be opened up for given countries. So if it's one that we haven't shipped to before, Carol just simply needs to adjust that. It's really a kind of a formality. And, you know, shipping anything overseas is a bit costly, but we found, and we spent so much time getting the absolutely best rates for good service.
Yeah. Yeah, we only ship expedited international through UPS, and they always get the tools there, sometimes remarkably fast.
And in good order.
Yeah, and yes, they're fantastic. Very trustworthy.
Wonderful. Well, we are sadly out of time. Thank you so much. Would you like to leave everybody with? They can find you at strongarmpotterytools.com.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants a tool, they just reach out to you. If they have questions, just reach out now.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, reach out and we'll answer any questions and help out anybody out there that is interested or think they're interested. We can talk to them about it and give it a try. You'll love it.
Yeah, check out our videos. We got lots of them on the website, and it's not too good to be true. I mean, this is a real deal here. We've changed so many games over many years, and you know, a lot of really great inspirational and heartfelt stories, and made so many friends. I mean, that's why I love my job. I mean, I can honestly say that, and I'm really fortunate to have found this, and I appreciate you guys spending time with us and learning a little bit about it.
Well, thank you so much for making this amazing tool and changing so many lives, Mark. And thank you, Carol, for demonstrating and being the inspiration. Thank you so much for being part of ClayShareCon this year.
All right, very good.
Thanks. All right, so there you have it.
Mark and Carol. Mark invented it. It's an amazing tool. Here's mine. And yeah, you'll notice it's dirty. Why? Why is it dirty? Because it gets used and I don't clean. It's not supposed to be cleaned. No. You probably should wipe them down, but I'm terrible. I don't clean my stuff. I actually wanted to show you this. I have the shelf kit right here, and you get everything here. You get the little cup and the bowl, and you get the shelf itself, and you get all the bracket stuff and the hardware as well. So you get everything you need for that, and there are videos on their website to install the shelf, which is separate from the strong arm. And then this. This is what I want to show. So this is, believe it or not, 12 pounds of clay. It's bisque fired, so it looks much less impressive than it was the first time I made it. But this is the first thing I threw after bilateral carpal tunnel surgery. So believe it or not, Mark walked me through this, and I threw this. I think he was still on the camera when I threw it. I think he watched me do it. This is actually his. I got to glaze it. I've been procrastinating. I'm waiting for my gas kiln. But this right here is Mark's. I promised it to him, so I just got to finish it. And I say that every year. I hold it up and I tell the story, and I'm like, gosh, I really got to glaze that pot for him. So check out Strong Arm. It really does change lives, and it's an amazing tool. Each one's made one at a time to fit your wheel. So reach out to Mark and Carol. All right, so we're going to have a tiny break, and then we're going to be back with, it is. It's with our last presentation of ClayShareCon 2025. Don't cry. Don't cry. It'll be all right. We're still here. ClayShare is always here for you. And that's going to be Endless Possibilities with Fired On Images. So I will see you all back here at 5:30 p.m. Eastern.